Coming up with item ideas can be really hard for a roguelike. Initially, when the project first started, I could come up with a new item maybe every 5 minutes because there was a lot of basic stuff that could be done with them, like damage boosts or speed boosts or even jump boosts. But once you get the basic stuff out of the way, you actually have to use your brain to come up with some unique and cool item ideas. In the last devlog, I showed my poor attempt to make 2 interesting items. One was an item that increases your crit chance past 100%, and another was a guitar that causes shockwaves when being hit. Well, this time around I made an entire debuff system basically for this one item, which is the lighter. Damaging enemies while wielding the lighter has a chance to ignite them. That's it, that's the item. Except the item deals 125% of the attack's damage. So the fire damage actually deals more damage than the weapon that caused it over time. The other item was dynamite. Damaging an enemy has a chance to explode them for 200% damage. Really cool, but the coolest part is actually if you use the dynamite to explode an enemy, dealing 200% damage, and then you ignite an enemy from that explosion, it deals an extra 125% damage on top of that 200%, which basically leads to a ton of damage all just from one little attack. Another thing I've been focusing on is new weapons. Now, the weapon system before had quite a lot of jank. Sometimes the weapons would stop firing when you pick up an item, sometimes the cooldowns would be insanely low, and then sometimes they just stop firing at a certain point. So I essentially just rewrote the entire weapon system, and now it is much smoother to play with. As for the new weapons that I've made with this system, we have the electric field, which is sort of like a garlic type weapon. It damages enemies in a radius, and you can increase that radius. We also have the fire wand, which is kind of like the water wand, except it deals splash damage and ignites enemies. You can also increase the duration of the fire effect, the size of the splash damage, and the speed of the projectiles. Then there's the wisps, which are kind of like the Bibles. They orbit around you and deal almost constant damage. You can upgrade their speed, the amount of wisps, and their damage. Again, my focus with this game is for the player to come up with interesting and unique combinations that I probably didn't even intend. I also just enjoy the idea of no limits on things, like there isn't a limit on the amount of items you can hold. So that's why the new weapon system has completely random and endless upgrades. So do with that as you will. Right now the demo has no unlock system yet, which is something I intend to work on for the Steam demo release, but not for the itch one. So for now, everything is just unlocked. Every item, weapon, character, and stage are unlocked. Well, they're unlocked as long as they're finished or even in the game. The city level that I showed in my last video is finished now too. I changed it from a burning city to more of a mellow rooftop city above the clouds kind of thing, and I really enjoy the style of it. I also introduced a new type of launch pad, and these ones are green, but they also launch you to a specific location rather than just straight up, and you can also not move while being launched from these. These ones can also send you a crazy distance because you will always land in the landing zone. I won't show it in this video because I'd love for people to find it themselves, but there is a hidden challenge in every level, and most people who've played it said it's pretty fun, so just trust me and them on that. The new characters are also pretty fun, and they have their own abilities too. The skeleton dude is probably my favourite at the moment. He has this explosive jump that launches him upwards and burns any enemies that were in the blast. Well, one final thing for this video is that we have a Discord server, so if you want to join the link, it's in the description, as always. I tend to post a lot more updates and such there, because making YouTube videos for each update would take too much time, and then if I make a small update, then the video's only going to be like 30 seconds or, something stupid. I kind of want longer videos, that's why I'm trying to wait a bit longer between updates so that I can actually put a lot more in the video. The timeline for the game right now is kind of looking like the Steam demo maybe around summer, so maybe July, possibly June. It really just depends, because there's a lot of stuff I want to get in for the Steam version, like the unlock system or, the other things that need to be in it. And that could take a bit of time. But when the Steam demo does inevitably come out, I will definitely be doing a stream or something of the game, because by that point there should be plenty of content